let's talk about some pranayama.
Pranayama truly is one of the major aspects of yoga. And each week, or any class that you go to, the breath is truly what creates the pose and the release and the healing within it. It is all about the conscious breathing aspect. And throughout our lives, even throughout this journey of yoga, learning to remember what conscious breathing is. And automatically, our body does breathe. Our little computer within us truly is amazing and magical. We won't stop breathing. It just doesn't happen that way. We can hold our breaths. If you watch little kids, if they hold their breaths, eventually they'll pass out and, come back to. We won't stop breathing on purpose, especially because we're conscious and we're alive. And right now, that's what's happening. We just don't do that. Right? We just don't stop breathing. So when you catch yourself, when you're not taking full and deep breaths, ask yourself why. One of the great places that I learned when I was learning breath work was in the car. And it was a reminder from a teacher that every red light, consciously breathe. And there were times where I found myself in traffic and I realized I was holding my breath. And as soon as you hold your breath, in my case, my shoulders started going out. And I could feel the tension in my neck and in my shoulders. So whatever that was, the trigger there was causing tension within me. So I wasn't breathing. And because of all the stress and traffic does that to you. You just, you have to be in high alert. And so that's what the breathing will help you to do. It would, for those people that that have road rage, or even if yourself, you have at times where people just aren't paying attention. And again, society has done that over the last, I want to say, a couple decades. They just stopped paying attention to everything and anything. And they'll walk over you, run over you, step over you, and not even realize that you're there because they're worried or focused on what's going on in their lives. They don't give a crap what's going on in your life, really, truly. So people are so focused on their own selves, and truly we're supposed to be, but also understanding what it means to be conscious. And our journey of this path of spirituality or whatever, it really is a journey into consciousness about paying attention to every aspect of our being. When we work with pranayama, what will happen is we will create a connection with ourselves. We can slow down enough in those moments, and it's about taking that time for yourself. We're all guilty of it. I'm extremely guilty of it, of not taking the time for myself. It's just easier to keep going and sharing and, running off the energy, where really, truly, I know I have to learn to recharge too. So when we can sit down and do our pranayama and breathe and allow all those cosmic messages, if you will, or just, if you want to consider you're talking to your spirit guides, wherever those messages are hidden within you, or your hidden connection, when you stop and slow down enough, especially through breath work, sometimes things just happen. You'll hear or you'll have an idea. And that's truly how spirit will talk to us is, in our quiet moments, we'll have an a moment or a thought, something will come through and it's like, oh, now that makes sense. So that's what happens when we slow down through pranayama. And so this week as well, what I would love to introduce to you guys is grounding. And I know that myself included, we've all heard everything about grounding. What it really is putting roots into the ground. It's, seeing the color red, whatever it is that brings you into the moment. And, taking that one step further, it is truly about paying attention to your body. And when you're paying attention to the moment and you feel that your feet are on the ground, you pay attention to what's going on inside. And that's what grounding is supposed to be for us, is teaching us that, or reteaching us, teaching us that connection to what's going on the inside of our being. And that all has to do with emotions. When you look into chakras and into Eastern medicine and all that kind of things that we'll be discussing in the next couple of weeks as well, it's the link between health and wellness and disease. So in Eastern medicine, if you've ever looked at one of those acupuncture charts, each one of those little dots has an emotion. It's attached to an emotion, a feeling, something that's happened in your life. So there's an invisible type of energy that flows through our being, and through all those little dots when you look at those charts. So, and those are called meridians, chakras. And that's our life force. That's where our prana flows. I'm sure that you've heard that word as well. So our prana flows through our body, through our chakras, through our little energy centers. And Eastern medicine, Western medicine both have their words for each one of those things that I just explained. So it's about finding the balance in the secret in between of how they're actually saying the same things just in a different language. So understanding how to keep our balance of our chakras, our hormones, our endocrine system, those are all so interrelated that we can keep our wellness at highness, if you want to call it that. I couldn't think of a word right now. But it's about being conscious, right? So within our own consciousness, we're going to work this week on grounding and what that really feels like. And so if you have something in your world that is red or something that you like that makes you feel warm and cozy, just bring it into the room with you. Just have it around you somewhere. It can be like a red sweater, a red blanket, maybe even a red stone. But bring it with you, and we're going to work with that as, you'll have that with you in those moments when you just feel scattered. So we're going to work with that grounding technique as well. So whatever it is for you, that's a color red or something that makes you feel present in the moment, bring it along. And we'll kind of play with that this week with yoga as well, just to be able to help you transition and coming into a healthier lifestyle. So give yourself a few minutes, and I invite you just to make sure that you have all of your supplies. So, your mat, your everything all set up. And we're going to start in cross-leg sitting pose. So start in your normal side sitting pose and make sure that you're supported underneath your knees, or however you need it these weeks, however much support that you need. So make sure that you have all that and ground and center yourself. So I'm going to say that. And what I mean by that is close your eyes and just pay attention to your body. And I want you to feel what it feels like if you were to imagine to put roots into the ground. What does that feel like? So sit with that while you're breathing and just imagine what it would feel like to have roots. And the roots will, if you think about it, your root chakra is located, it's in your pelvic area. So whether you're sitting on the ground, whether you're lying, or whether it's your feet, they're all considered part of your root chakra. So just imagine if you're sitting that you have roots coming out of your tailbone, and finding a place, if you will, to anchor yourself. Oftentimes that we're very airy-fairy when we come into breathing and yoga, and we're trying to find all of these different chakras and all these different ideals and energies and feelings. So bring yourself into all your feelings. And if you cry, that's okay. That's totally okay, because that's what this is all about. Getting rid of all the anxieties, the fears, the feelings, and learning to understand them on your mat. So when you come into life and those feelings and those, triggers come to you, you can handle it with grace and ease rather than melting down, because we all have our meltdowns, and that's truly what the world is. That's how we live our lives. Is if there wasn't chaos in order for us to make a change, how boring would that really be? Because we're here to change. We're here to, every day we're a different person. And you'll even find throughout your yoga practice that every day that you do yoga, your body is different. One day you can touch your toes, and the next day there ain't no hope that you're going to touch your toes. And the same with any of the poses. Sometimes going legs up the wall is easy, and sometimes it's just so difficult. So again, that's your body talking to you. That's your body saying, okay, today that's not a good pose for me. Or are you just being stubborn? Truly, you'll have those inner dialogue talks with yourself. And what that all is truly is you talking to your body and you learning to have a communication with what's going on. So get in a sitting pose and see if you can find some roots and breathe. You can place your hands wherever they're comfortable, and I'll be right back. Are you ready? So how's your sitting pose feeling? Is it getting a little bit more comfortable? Are you able to use a little bit less props, maybe a little bit lower for your knees? So check in with yourself and just to see how you're feeling, how you're doing with all of this so far. And place your hands over your knees, close your eyes, and think of all those things. Bring yourself into your body, into your awareness. We're going to work and talk a little bit about grounding. And one of the things that our sitting pose will do for us is to help us ground, help us bring us back into the center. And oftentimes people believe grounding is just touching the earth, but really, truly, if there's more to it than just that. The earth gives us the vibration and frequency to be able to come back to that vibration, that frequency, which really, truly is being in touch with who we are. Our root chakra is our connection to the earth. And oftentimes you'll see the symbol of the root chakra as a red color. And that is because it vibrates at the color red. So oftentimes wearing red socks, painting your toenails red, things like that, will help keep you a little bit more grounded, more as a reminder, and to keep that frequency on you, on your person. And what that does is that just helps you to maintain the frequency of paying attention to you, paying attention to the world around you, and how it is truly affecting you all the time. And that is part of what yoga does. So continue your breathing. Check in. Notice how your breathing is. Notice where your emotions are. And simply ask yourself, how's the weather inside? And very, very slowly opening your eyes, taking another nice deep breath in. And relax. So we're going to sit in cross-legged just a little bit longer, just to get used to doing it. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you a new pose. It's called Butterfly Pose, Cobbler's Pose, and Butterfly. So even in a class, all different classes say it differently depending on what kind of class you're working on. And so what that really truly is taking and putting our foot soles together. Now, we've done this in all different kinds of aerobic classes, probably in gym classes throughout our lives. And it truly did stem from a yoga pose and a meditation pose and a way to keep the body supple, flexible, etc. So doing this pose, it doesn't matter whether your feet are way out here or whether they're just right up here as close as, even into your groin. If you need support, now it truly is a place where you want to sit there without shaking and you want to be comfortable within it. So here is comfortable for me. I know that I may tire soon, and if I stay right here, I might want to put some blocks or something to support, pillow, blanket. So my starting point is going to be right here because this is comfortable. I'm able to sit here with a nice straight back, everything relaxed, and I can keep breathing and placing just my hands on my feet wherever they're comfortable. And we're going to work with the breath. And then as we inhale, we're going to slowly bring our knees up. And as we exhale, we're going to slowly bring our knees back to our supporting point. And then closing your eyes while you do it, pay attention to the muscles that are working. And you want to try to make sure that your knees are coming up exactly the same. Not favoring one or the other. Just pay attention to the movement and keep it nice and slow and easy. And just keep doing it with breath. Be comfortable within it. If you need to take a break, take a break. We'll probably do each one of these little warm-up asanas for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. When you're ready and comfortable with them, again, you can sit on the floor at home and do these as much as you wish, as long as it's comfortable. And just keep noticing your progress. And we'll do 2 more. Noticing the muscles that are working. And then allow yourself to relax. And we're going to bring yourself into the opposite cross-leg position. And breathe. And just place your hands over your knees. Close your eyes. And again, support yourself as you need to be comfortable. Breathe. And notice just the muscles, the joints, the ligaments that you use. How do they feel? Keep breathing. And preparing to move. Grabbing your knees with your hands and slowly bringing them up to center. Uncrossing your feet and bringing them straight out in front of you. Again, here you might want to change your props. I'm going to use a block, one of my favorites. I'm placing my cheeks up on the block and just allowing my sit bones to slide forward just a little bit. When I line my legs up, I want to make sure that my hips and my ankles are out in front of me so they're all lined up. And then I'm going to flex my feet. And just from here, depending upon your own flexibility, you're going to feel the stretch. You're going to feel something different. At the same time, try to keep your spine nice and tall. Okay? Anytime we do a forward bend or anything from here, it's going to be a movement from our hips, like a hinge. Our belly button is what's going to come to our thighs first. Doesn't matter how long it takes to get there, that's just the general direction that we're going to go with. And placing your hands just on the floor next to you. Breathe. Feel the stretch and try to keep your feet flexed. If you need to take a break from that movement, just take a break, shake your legs out, and then join us again when you're ready. Again, we'll sit here for about 1.5 minutes, just to let the muscles stretch. Oftentimes by sitting in a chair, our sedentary lifestyle often does allow these muscles to shorten. So just sitting like this as often as we can, whether you're sitting reading a book or whether you watch TV from sitting in this position, it's a great thing to be able to do. And as you're sitting there, just alternating and pointing and flexing your feet. Doing foot circles. You can join me, do a couple little foot circles and feel the ankles. You might even hear the little click, click. And truly all that really is just lack of movement. And the more that you work on the little circles, and you can go clockwise, they can go the same way, it doesn't matter. Just whatever feels good. If you pay attention, you can actually even feel the movement all the way up to hip joint. And just realize that just by doing that, you are exercising the hips. And by doing this, and having a wall behind you or something close when you need to take a break, is totally completely perfect and a great way to just be able to work the muscles and joints and do, in our day and age, it always seems to be multitasking. So little exercises like this can be done at any time, any place, even sitting in an airport on the floor. You can do things like that just to keep your energy and your muscles moving. So from here, we're going to just go into a nice little short, small, wide leg pose. You want to call it that because that's what it's called. Sorry about that. The wide leg pose. And don't make it big. Just make it so it's comfortable. And again, you want to make sure that everything feels lined up. You don't want to feel stressed in your hips or in your lower back. You just want to be comfortable. Again, I'm choosing to use the support of the block because that helps me, because where I'm at in my life. Yeah, just I love the support that it feels on my lower back, and it also helps to develop the abdominal muscles and let these lower back ones that get used so much in life, um, probably not like we should. So it's allowing the abdominal muscles to work as well. So from here, we're just going to place your hands either on your shins, your knees, or your thighs, wherever is comfortable for you, wherever you can maintain a nice, long, strong back. And then go back to your breath. Feel its rhythm. And then again, bring yourself back into your body. Feel what's going on for you. It's a new position. Feel what the muscles want. Find it comfortable. No stress, no strain. Don't push yourself because you're the one that's going to feel it. Yoga is to be gentle with the body and to get the body to work with the mind and the however life is going that day. Everything that you learn on your mat is preparing you for situations that happen in life and teaching us how not to react when emotion comes up. And now that we've sat here for just about a minute, I'll have you put your hands in front of you. Take a deep breath in and exhale. On this next inhale, slowly walk yourself forward. Again, making sure that your hips feel like a hinge, only going as far as you're comfortable where you're feeling a nice, beautiful stretch. Make sure that the belly is going toward the earth. Don't let your spine round, no round shoulders, nice, long, straight back. Looking straight ahead. Breathe there. On your next inhale, if you can, walk down a couple more, little steps, if you were to call it that. Inches, centimeters, meters, whatever. Breathe. On your next exhale, walk yourself back up. Inhale and exhale. And bringing yourself to your right knee, placing your hand over your knee, and your elbow on your thigh, your opposite hand on your hip, face and head looking forward. And as you inhale, just gently and slowly, then to the side. Be comfortable, feel the stretch. And with this hand, just remind that opposite hip that it doesn't need to come off the floor. Sit naturally and let that lower back muscle there stretch. Breathe into it. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let yourself sink a little bit more. And as you exhale, you may notice that there'll be muscles that release. And as you become more comfortable, if you can bring your elbow to your shin, feel free to do that. It's just the next part. Listen to your body. Breathe in as you exhale. Just allow the muscles to relax a little bit further. Breathe, breathe. And your next inhale, slowly bring yourself up to center, placing both hands over your knees, closing your eyes, and just feeling the difference in the two sides of the body. Very slowly and gently, just stretching the body. Feel the sensations. And then we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Bringing the forearm to the thigh. And bringing the opposite hand to the opposite hip. Inhale. Slowly bring yourself sideways, lining up your torso of your body with your leg, looking straight ahead, and allowing your spine to be long, feeling the stretch wherever you're feeling it. Could be your hip, your hamstring, your lower back, your foot. It could be a combination of a whole bunch of different muscles. Keep breathing and noticing how the muscles will relax upon an exhale. Breathe, breathe. In your next exhale, slowly bring yourself back up to center. Again, placing both hands over the tops of your knees. Breathe. Feel the sensations within the body. Breathe, breathe. And now very slowly, opening your eyes, placing your hands underneath your knees, gently supporting yourself, bringing your feet together, bringing your knees up, dragging your knees to your chest. Breathe, breathe. Feel the stretch, keeping your spine nice and long. And you can work with your eyes open or your eyes closed, whatever's comfortable for you. On your next exhale, slowly bring your legs back out to center, up straight in front of you. Shake them out. And we're going to work with cat pose next. And go ahead and keep continuing shaking the legs out. We're going to work with cat pose and do a couple stretches for the hips and the lower back. And if you need to, double up your mat just so you have a little extra support. You can also put a blanket, a towel, whatever works for you. But you want to make sure that your knees are going to be supported. And again, if you still need the support to behind your knees, make sure that you have extra towels and things like that for that. And then get yourself in position. Put your knees in the comfortable place. And then you're going to bring knee in the hand. Sorry. You're going to bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Now, if you find this is too much for your wrists, make a fist, walk onto your wrists, and give yourself a break. And when you can, little bit by little bit, allowing your wrists and hands to be on the floor. You want to have your hands nice and wide open, thumbs looking at each other as wide open as they can be. And then make sure that your spine feels long. So from here, we will be going into child's pose after the cat sequence that we're going to work with. So keeping your head looking straight down at the ground, we're going to inhale, round the spine, drop the head. Exhale, drop the belly, arch the back and the hip to the ceiling. Inhale, rounding the spine. Exhale, dropping the belly. Continue with your breath in your rhythm. Continue to breathe. Round the spine. Feel the abdominal muscles coming up to join the spine. Feel the movement of the muscles in the internal organs as you allow them to. Allowing the muscles to relax just a little bit further. Working on flexibility of the spine. And also working at opening up the frontal part of the body. Opening up the heart chakra, opening up the abdominal cavity. Bringing more movement. Bringing breath in. As we breathe, we bring in more oxygen. More oxygen creates more red blood cells, which creates more energy. Breathe. And after your next exhale, come back to center. And we're going to work with a nose to knee kick. So we're going to work at length, not height. And what I mean by that is, as we inhale, we're going to bring our nose to our knee. And when we exhale, we're going to point our toe. And we're going to try to elongate all the way from our shoulder to our hip, all the way straight back as far as it can go. And you want to make sure that you feel this hip straight down at the earth. Hold it, hold it, hold it. On an exhale, we're going to bring it back to center. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Inhale, nose to knee. Exhale, we're going for length. Making sure that our lower back feels flat, that our hips are straight to the earth, toes pointed. Breathe nice and long, keep the spine long. Feel the strength in the leg. Breathe, feel the stretch. Breathe, breathe. Feel the lengthening on the exhale. One more breath. On your exhale, slowly come back to center. Now we're going to work with breath and movement. Inhaling, bringing the nose to the knee. Exhale, straight out. This time you can see that my heel is flexed. Inhale. This time I'm pointing. Do what feels good for you. Alternate. See what feels right. So keep working. Doing just one leg. It doesn't matter which leg you started with. Feeling the movement. Going long. Take breaks as you need to. Nice deep breaths. And then doing two more. And then coming back to center. And yes, we're going to do the opposite side. Inhaling, nose to knee. Exhaling, straight out behind you as long as you can get. Inhale to the nose. Exhale, heel all the way out. Keep breathing. Inhale to the nose. Exhale, heel out. Doing two more. Nice deep breaths. And then coming back, knees to the center. Sitting yourself back into child's pose. And keeping your hands out in front of you nice and gentle. And keep supporting yourself. Feeling the stretch. Make sure that you're comfortable. Slow, easy movements. Continue to breathe. And relax. Breathing into the child's pose. And exploring it. Breathe. Breathe. Readjust yourself as you need to. Support yourself as you need to. And we're going to try to stay in child's pose for at least 2 minutes. It's probably longer than we've done it together before. But increase little by little, whatever is comfortable. And child's pose is just one of those poses where it truly does help to recenter the body. It helps to bring us back into sometimes the humbleness of surrendering into, oh my gosh, how out of shape I am. I know for me, I've had many of those moments on the mat where, oh my gosh, how did I get to this point where I'm at? this joint hurts, or I'm not as flexible as I used to be. And yeah, age has a lot to do with it, but it also doesn't have to have anything to do with it. Because truly, this human body that we have is an amazing machine. Continue to breathe, readjust, and take breaks. If you need to come out of child's pose for a few minutes, a few seconds, feel free to do that. Come out, or continue just to breathe, readjust, allow yourself to surrender. Breathe, breathe. Hear the sounds in your world. Breathe and just be. And now slowly, slowly pushing yourself up in child's pose. And once you're on your knees, straighten out your mat. You can get everything out of your way again. And bring in your pillows, your blankets, whatever you're going to need. Because we're going to work with a supported lying pose that's going to help open up the front of the body, which truly is, the world puts so much this way for us. It really does give us just a little bit of a break to be able to have these muscles back here, these tight ones that all of us have from just life these days. And so we'll work at getting those to relax and allowing these to relax as well. So we'll do a little bit of breath work on a supported little, you would call it a little bed. So what would work really well is like a towel or a yoga mat with a towel around it. Something that is you're going to be able to lay down on your spine. If you have one of those big bolsters or a big pillow, that would work awesome as well. So go ahead and get yourself ready, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and get ready to move on. So last week, we did a supported sitting pose, so that's where we're going to start in this play. So, just like last week, bringing up your supports, then slowly walking yourself down, keeping your knees bent, your foot soles on the floor. And then bringing yourself down, allowing yourself to be supported and comfortable, and adjusting your feet where it feels good for you. If you need to, you can just roll a little bit back and forth to find some more comfort and support. Make sure that you're breathing. And with each exhale, allow yourself to settle. And if you need to, just rock back and forth, side to side. Letting your breath fully and completely nourish your body. And allow all toxins to release on each exhale. On your next inhale, just pay attention to your rhythm and keep following it. Keep breathing with it. And we're going to work with another deep breathing technique just to be able to fill the lungs this week and do something a little bit different with the breath. So I invite you to bring your foot soles together as you would as if you were going into cobbler's pose, which we learned earlier today. So putting your legs into cobbler's pose, supporting if you need to, again, listen to your own body and the hips, checking to make sure that you feel like you're in alignment. And then bringing your arms first out to the side, palms facing the ceiling. Feeling the gentle opening and stretch possibly your neck muscles, your chest muscles. Keep finding your comfort, allowing each muscle to relax with each exhale. Feeling yourself becoming more and more comfortable and more relaxed. Breathe. Follow the rhythm of your breath. And now bringing your hands just in front of your chest so you can see them. And we're going to take our thumbs and put our thumbs together and bring our index fingers together. And we're going to place our thumbs directly underneath our belly button. And our index fingers and the rest of our hands just gently, so the index fingers are touching our pubic bone. And we're going to work with developing a deep abdominal breathing breath. So as you continue to relax, beginning to think what it would feel like to start breathing low down into the abdomen. Exhale completely, pushing all your air out. On your next inhale, inhale through your nose and bring the air all the way down into your lower abdomen. Breathe. Feel the expansion. As you exhale, allowing the abdomen to relax and the breath to release. We're going to do 4 more breaths like that at your own rate and your own rhythm. Breathe. Inhaling into your lower abdomen area. Exhale. Allow the breath to release. And doing 2 more like that. 3 more, sorry. If you need to take a break, take a break. Feeling the expansion of the lower abdomen. And the relaxation of the muscles of the abdomen and the lower back. And when you're finished, release your hands and just simply allow them to lie on the floor next to your knees. And breathe. If you need to, you can readjust your body and just wiggle a little bit. Feeling your breath and breathing. On your next inhale, gently placing your hands underneath your knees or underneath your thighs. And breath in revert, bringing your knees back together. Allowing your knees to touch and letting your feet just walk out to the side a little bit. Allowing the groin muscles to relax. And just letting the hands face the ceiling. And allow yourself just to breathe and relax, feeling the muscles that you just stretched. Breathe in, allowing the muscles to balance, and continuing to relax. On your next inhale, preparing to move, and simply first bringing your hands straight up to the ceiling. Exhale. palms facing each other. As you exhale, slowly allow the arms and the hands to go over the head and drop them to the floor or to wherever they're comfortable, depending on what your flexibility is. Breathe, exhale. And as you inhale again, bring your hands up to the ceiling, palms still facing each other. And when you exhale, bringing your arms back out to the side at shoulder height. Breathe. Inhaling again, arms up to the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale and hold. Exhale. Drop the arms over the head. Feel the stretch in the abdomen, the shoulders, possibly the neck, the hands, the back. Breathe here for a couple more breaths. Feeling the gentle stretch within the shoulders, the armpits, the ribs. Noticing how easily or how difficult it is to breathe with your arms over your head. On your next inhale, slowly bringing your arms up to the ceiling. Remain there, allow your shoulders to relax. Feeling the support on your spine. Couple more breaths with the arms in the air. Allowing the muscles to relax even further. On your next exhale, bringing your arms gently back down to the ground at shoulder height. And breathe. Feeling the stretch. Allowing the breath to allow the muscles to relax. Bringing the oxygen in to nourish the muscles and cells. Exhaling the toxins. Inhale. Exhale. And now very gently, rolling to your right side, knees and shoulders and arms, and just coming off your bolster. Rolling onto your side into a child's or fetal position. And just reaching behind you and pushing that support and getting everything out of your way. Remaining on your side for a few more breaths. And then slowly bringing yourself onto your back, keeping your knees bent, allowing your spine to become long, and just bringing your hands down to your sides, and gently placing your palms facing down toward the bulk of the earth. Breathe and allow the breath to come all the way into the belly. And exhale, just noticing where the breath wants to go. Continuing to allow yourself to settle even further, noticing the muscles that you've stretched, noticing the parts of your mind that you've stretched. Breathe and become comfortable. And if you wish, you can bring your legs down into a straight leg pose. Or you can keep them bent, whatever feels comfortable for you. Breathing and settling. Admit you're human. It's time for a reality check. You're only human, and you make mistakes. You also hurt others. Although it's hard to admit, you hurt others intentionally, and you hurt them the most when you deny that you did it. Your parents weren't perfect. They weren't always wise, giving, and understanding. Your parents weren't complete monsters or total idiots either. They did the best they could as they saw the best from their viewpoint, just like you. Take a nice deep breath and listen. Listen to your body, listen to your thoughts. In your most recent disagreement, you were partly wrong, even if you don't want to admit it. And the last time someone thought you were brilliant, little did they know. You can be pretty when you are insecure, totally withholding when you doubt yourself, and hateful, unsupportive, and vengeful when you feel desperate. You are also capable of being brave, giving, loving, understanding, and compassionate. Whatever you are, just admit it. Admit your humanness. It's always a sign of strength. Admit your humanness and give others something to love. Breathe. Feel your body. Feel your breath. And earlier, I asked you, how is the weather? I'm asking again, how's the weather on the inside? How are you feeling? What's changed in your world in the last hour? Continue to keep breathing. Keep supporting yourself, allowing the breath to come easy, and be the observer of that breathing. In a thought for you, I am just a person. I aspire to the stars. If I succeed, I'm still just a person. If I aspire, I can't fail. Continue to keep breathing. And preparing in your mind to bring yourself back just to the room. Feeling your breath. Feeling all the sensations within your body. Note what they are. Are they different from the last time that you did yoga? Breathe in. Explore the feelings. Explore the breath. And if your legs are straight, slowly bend your knees. Placing your foot soles on the earth. And take a breath there. And when you're ready, in your time, roll yourself over onto your right side. And again, remain in a fetal position for a few breaths, bringing your awareness back to the here and now, into that grounding moment, feeling all parts of your body, feeling who you are. Noticing who you are versus what the room is, who other people are, what a tree is. Everything is different. Notice the colors. And slowly open your eyes and push yourself up into a sitting pose. You can come into a cross-leg pose, straight leg pose, whatever works for you on your knees. And continue to breathe. Feeling your body and your breath. Feeling all your emotions. That's what it's all about. Learning to navigate life with breath and with ease and grace, which we all strive and aspire to. Take a nice deep breath in again. Make your spine nice and long and tall. Inhale, and first bring your arms up to the ceiling, stretching, reaching, grabbing, stretching, feeling all those muscles, feeling the blood flow. And then slowly bringing your arms to shoulder height first, palms down to the floor. Breathe. And then slowly bringing your left hand to your right shoulder, and then your right hand to your left shoulder. And giving yourself a great big hug. Thanking yourself for being such an amazing being. And bringing your hands to your chest and prayer pose. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. Again, breathing in. And exhale. May your week be totally amazing. May you practice ease and grace and staying within the moment. And also bringing in the breath. Keep you present. Namaste, my friends.